Hello. So welcome to my meditation. I've committed to meditating every day, so I decided to do it live here on my channel, most days anyway. Not every day, perhaps I won't be doing it tomorrow, but we'll see. If you want to commit to meditating with me, that would be great. I'm doing it live, for one, to keep me committed to it, because we can get distracted, can't we, when we are meditating by ourselves and then just go and do that thing, you know, that our subconscious mind is telling us to do, instead of continuing to meditate. So selfishly, I'm doing it here on the YouTube channel for myself, to keep me on, you know, to keep me meditating, but also selflessly to invite you along to do the same. It's kind of wrecking my YouTube channel while it's doing it as well, these live shows. YouTube doesn't seem to show anybody, so if you click that like button, that would be fantastic. That would really help me out. But anyway, let's do it. I'm not one for pandering to algorithms and doing what everyone else is doing just for the sake of money and business. I'm going to be myself and the world can catch up. That's the way I see it. Okay, so let's meditate. This is going to go for about half an hour, and then directly afterwards I'm going to do a live show of channeling for my members of my channel. If you want some readings, if you want to ask questions and all of that, then click that join button. Within the next half hour you'll be invited along to that. So we'll start by relaxing the nervous system, taking a couple of deep breaths in, 3 in fact, because 3 is a good number. So let's take a deep breath in. And then letting it go really slowly. It's a great way to relax the nervous system at any time. Another deep breath in. Let it go really slowly. And another deep breath in. And release it really slowly. Let's go next level with that relaxation, because it does help us start the meditation process more easily. So follow me. Let's start off by putting our consciousness in our toes on the left foot. Now as we move around the body, just relaxing it, every part, and feeling if there's any tension or any holding there and letting that go. Moving into the arch of the left foot, to the heel, the ankle, up the calf, to the left knee. From the left knee, let's go up the upper leg to the hip. I'm feeling the femur within the hip socket, relaxing, no need to hold on to that leg. Moving around to the glute, feeling whatever the glute is resting on, whether you're sitting or laying down, feeling that point of contact, letting the muscle be supported by whatever it's on, and feeling that muscle just relax and surrender to being supported. Moving into the right toes now, let's move into the arch of the right foot, to the heel, the ankle, up the calf to the right knee, and from the right knee let's go up the thigh to the hip, feeling the femur within the hip socket there and just relaxing that, letting it go. Don't need to hold on to it. This is when we find out how much tension we're holding, right? Moving around the back to the glute on the right side, feeling that muscle touching whatever you're sitting or lying on. Let it be supported and relaxed. And let's move into the left fingers, into the palm of the hand, the thumb, the wrist, all those little muscles of the forearm to the elbow. From the left elbow, let's go into the bicep and the tricep, up to the left shoulder, and just relax that shoulder down and away from the ear. Did you even know you were holding it up in the air? Moving into the right fingers now and into the palm of the hand, to the thumb, to the wrist, up all of those little muscles of the forearm to the right elbow, up the bicep, the tricep to the shoulder, and then again releasing that shoulder down and away from the ears. Starting in the base of the spine. Now let's stretch the spine up, make ourselves a little bit taller. No straining there, just a little bit straighter. Moving up the spine. And when you get to the neck, let's move our right ear to our right shoulder. And then the left ear to the left shoulder. I find it so much easier to release the neck when I stretch it. Perhaps it's just me, is it? Looking over the right shoulder. And then the left shoulder. Back to straight. Let's look down to the navel. And then up to the stars, the clouds, and the rain. And then balancing our head in a neutral position so that your neck can relax. Moving into the jaw, you might like to open your mouth wide and waggle your jaw around to release it. Closing the mouth gently, let's rest our tongues on the roof of our mouth. Moving into the cheeks and the eyeballs, letting the eyeballs move back and down within the eye sockets. Feeling the eyebrows moving apart. The forehead and the scalp, relaxing the scalp so that the ears move ever so slightly down toward the shoulders. And from here, let's move our focus to the third eye, the point on our forehead, just up from the eyebrows, in between the eyebrows. So let's keep our focus here on the third eye as we're present, being aware of everything that's going on, both within ourselves and outside of ourselves. We're not trying to ignore anything or quieten anything down. We're just being present with it all. Smelling the smells, hearing the noises, feeling the feelings. Feelings in your body, sensations or emotions that come up. Noticing it all and accepting it all. And the subconscious mind, those thoughts. Noticing those too. The subconscious mind is a constant narrator in our lives. It's a tool. It helps us to stay safe. It gets it wrong most of the time though. And so it's good to be able to listen to the subconscious mind and put it in its place, listening to it, accepting it's coming from a fearful place, and sometimes it's misguided. And that's okay. It's allowed to be scared, but we don't have to believe it. Sometimes it's right. It does serve a good purpose. We don't want to be owned by it or run by it, because then we'll just have a negative bias life. But it's good to listen to it. Because if we listen to it, then it can calm down. If we don't listen to its fears, then it's just going to shout all the louder to us. But you're not your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is something that you can be aware of. You can use it when it's useful, but it's not who you are. We are the awareness, the part of our mind that is focusing right now. That's who we really are. We're consciousness. We're the observer. We have a body, we have a subconscious mind, we have all of these things. but it's not who we really are. And as we sit in conscious awareness like this, just noticing everything that's going on, because we're being who we really are in this moment, we start to gain access to the superconscious mind. The superconscious mind is different than the subconscious mind in that it's positively biased. It gives you the information, the guidance, the ideas, the inspiration, the intuition that guides you on your path. That's where all those great ideas come from, or the person's name pops in your mind and then they call you. That's the superconscious mind. That's the mind that's connected to your higher self, your guide, spirit, source, God, whatever you want to call it, the universe. Field of all potential. Well worth listening to that one. Well worth acting on that one. So the more we get into this state of being consciously aware, being present with whatever is, whatever our experience is, not fighting it, not judging ourselves for it, telling ourselves that we're a bad meditator, that we can't quieten our minds, we're not good at this, not telling ourselves any of those stories. Every single human being has the same experience in meditation, and it's not even the same every time. We all can hear the noises, smell the smells, feel the bodily sensations and those emotions coming up. We've all got a subconscious mind. You'd be catatonic if you didn't. You'd probably be dead, in fact, if you didn't have a subconscious mind. It does protect us. Sometimes. And we all have that superconscious mind, a soul, a spirit, a higher self, that connection. And we can tap into it whenever we want, just by being present awareness. It's not some magic trick. We don't have to do any weird stuff. Just being presently aware, and the more that you do it, keeping all your senses alive, being aware and present in the moment, the more you practice that, the easier it'll get for you to remain in that present awareness. And the more easily you'll tap into that superconscious mind. It's how I do my psychic work. It's how anyone can get the guidance. It's how I get my guidance for myself personally. And it's how you can too. Be curious. Be curious about your experience. As I said, meditation is going to be different every single day. Some days the subconscious mind might just be really loud and take you off with those thoughts. If you've got something going on in your life that's particularly bothering you, subconscious mind will be very active then. Some days you might experience slipping into a really beautiful, blissful, emotional state of gratitude when you meditate. Some days you might just get a whole load of inspiration and ideas, and it might be very hard to stay in meditation. As we practice being present amongst the distractions sitting in meditation, it helps us to be present during the distractions of the rest of our lives. There's so many distractions these days. So many. It's so different than when I grew up in the 70s. We've got so many things coming at us all the time, wanting our attention. It's like the economy is run on attention now, and so everyone and everything is trying to distract us and get that attention from us. But that works against us. If we allow ourselves to be used in that way, the more you can be the observer of it, the less you're going to be controlled by it. And then you get to choose what you want to do, what you want to invest your time and your energy and your thoughts into. What you want to believe or not believe. You see, the superconscious mind is the field of all potential. Source energy is everything. We've got all possibilities available to us. Each and every one of us can make, right in this moment, you might not want to, I probably don't want to, you probably don't want to, but each and every one of us could make a massive decision right now in this moment and change our lives completely. We know we could. Like I said, we might not want to get the consequences of those decisions. We might want to get some of the consequences of it, but not the others. But you do have the choice to do anything in any moment, and that's freedom, and that's abundance. We can do whatever we want to do if we're willing to break away from what we have been doing. The habits, the patterns, what we usually do. Staying neatly in that little box that we've put ourselves into. Perhaps even thinking that we're not allowed to make a different decision. There's always a way, and your superconscious knows the way. There's a path from where you are right now to where you want to go. But it requires you to make a different decision. And when we make changes in our lives, it requires more of us. And every single thing we can choose always has a gift and a challenge. It has its positives and its negatives. That is life. There will always be duality. There is absolutely nothing that you could ever choose that won't have that dual aspect to it of a bit of what you don't want, or a bit of challenge, or a bit of negativity, a bit of something that you've got to let go of in order to step into it. The question is, are you willing? And if you're not, that's okay. It's important to love ourselves and know where we're at the moment. Be gentle with ourselves. Maybe it's okay for you to still be getting ready to make changes. Maybe right now you're gaining clarity on what you want to experience next. And that's okay too. Maybe you're generating the courage within yourself to make those changes. And that's okay. Whatever is your experience right now, you're exactly where you need to be. And you don't need to push yourself. In fact, the more you let go and observe, the easier these changes are. So what would you like to experience next? What is the more that you're seeking next? There's nothing that you can ask for or imagine that you're not allowed to have. But perhaps you're making it that you're not allowed to have it because of some negative consequences that will come along with it. There's always a trade. Something always requires more from us. Your attention and your focus is a very valuable thing, and it's yours. You have control over it, nobody else. Don't let them take it. Don't let them distract you into looking at or thinking or believing what they want you to think, and they being anybody else. You get to choose. Remain conscious and you can choose. Instead of thinking about something that someone else wants you to think about because they perhaps want to sell you something, or while you're looking at their thing, they're getting paid for it. Instead of doing that, know that your attention is very valuable. You can use it for what you want instead. What do you want to create? Where do you want to go? What would you like to experience? What questions do you have? Use your focus for all of that. Let your superconscious mind know, and it will direct you. Direct you when you're sitting in meditation like this, or any time that you're consciously aware. which could be at any time throughout the day when you're washing up, or whenever you're being aware and present. Also through signs, synchronicities. There'll be messages in everything if you pay attention. In the books you read, in the movies that you watch, the YouTube videos that you come across, what people say to you. So that's where I'm going to come out of this meditation now. Feel free to carry on if you want to. Thank you for meditating with me. Feel free to let me know in the comments what that brought up for you as well. Sometimes in these meditations, my guides talk to me constantly like that. And sometimes they don't. But whenever they do, it's what I need to hear, and perhaps what you need to hear too. I probably won't be on tomorrow. I've got an event to go to tonight, and it starts past my bedtime. Never mind, ends past my bedtime. And I still wake up at 6 a.m. every morning, even if I've gone to bed really late, so I doubt that I'll be on tomorrow, but if I am, I'll see you then. Otherwise, I'll see you the day after. Or I'll see you in the live show for memberships, which is starting in 1 minute. I'll see you in that.